Good day, everyone. My name is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus Dry Docks, and if you're watching this, you're queuing in to our weekly update video where we delve deep into the world of RC submarines. In this week's video, we are going to be revisiting our Stingray project. We are going to be continuing our work on our gargantuan Columbia class. We're going to finally test the Virginia class. We're going to continue working on our little micro Delphin RC kit. So don't go anywhere, we got some RC submarine awesomeness coming your way. I actually want to kick things off this week with a huge shout out to my buddy Bob Weigel, and he sent me a card after the news of me moving on to the new job got out. He sent me a card, and it was super touching. Today's day and age, it's not very often people actually take the time to do more than just pop an email out. It takes like 10 seconds, whereas going out, getting a card, writing it out, mailing it shows they care. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. All right, let's get this week started. It's Sunday morning, and I'm up early. Couldn't sleep last night. The dog kept kicking me in the face, and so I just decided to get up and work. I've got a couple of things going on here that I want to show you. Had a customer stop by yesterday morning, and dropped off some boats that I bought. They're super cool. Let's take a look. 1/50th scale Ocean Research Alpha. This is the same boat that I bought from Ed that's fully functional, but this is just the hull. But also included in this, and this will be in the listing, by the way, brand new replacement, more accurate rear control surfaces, exceptionally light boat, beautiful layout, beautiful layup. This is an absolutely gorgeous boat. Look at all that stuff in there. You got the prop shaft, all of the periscope ends. This is a nice package. I think this went for about $1,200 back when Ocean Research was still manufacturing them. So if you want a nice boat, representation of the Russian Alpha, jump all over this guy. Potentially to go with it, brand new unused shear line watertight cylinder. It's a good size for that Alpha, and while that motor looks small, it's actually geared 3-to-1, so that's super torquey. But of course, you could put anything you want in here. You could put a car starter in here. This thing is so huge. The other thing that I got back again is this OTW Type 7. Now, this was originally started by Mike Martin, and he did a beautiful job. Something that you won't get anywhere else. This is not brass. This is stainless. Very, very few sets of these were manufactured. And if you take a look in the back here, you can see Mike started work on implementation of bulkheads. And as you can see, it's split into 3 sections. So the idea is you can bolt the front on, bolt the back on, and you don't need a truck with an 8-foot bed to haul this thing around. And here's the forward and aft sections. You can see the bulkheads already cut, ready to go. I don't know what's up with OTW, if they're still manufacturing or what's going on. Haven't heard much from Bob in a while. That OTW came with, by the way, OTW dive module can go with, or you can do your own thing. The other thing it came with is this DK Models sail or conning tower set. So you can really hyper detail out this kit with a beautiful sail to go on the top there. And then the last thing I got from him was one of my kits back. He started, did a beautiful job. Those seams are immaculate. So it's a barely started 48 scale Disney Nautilus kit. We'll go do a good price on that for somebody. So I know a lot of you guys are frustrated because you see all this super awesome stuff on my videos, and then by the time you see them come out on Fridays, you're like, why is it not available anymore? You gotta check my site, people. You just gotta come back every day, multiple times a day, just like a rat desperately pushing a button. You need to see when this stuff gets listed. At the very least, get on my mailing list because I do send email notifications out when I get cool stuff. And by all means, join the Dive Tribe. A lot of times they get first crack, exclusive look at new stuff. It's worth it. But the big thing that I've been working on and kind of excited to do, I've been waiting on the figures for Stingray, and it's like holding me up, but they should be coming any time. So in the meantime, I figured, let's hose it down with some paint. And here we are. I've been painting away on this yesterday. You can see it's all masked and everything. I want to share with you the unmasking. I got one more color to do. The silver still needs to go on this boat. Monday morning, start of the real work week. We had those cool things, and we got some of them boxed up. We need to run storage and grab a box. We're going to box up the Type 7. We boxed up the Disney Nautilus, and we need to box up the Alpha. But we've started work on Columbia. So this is our stand, the beginnings of it. And we just took probably 20 minutes measuring, and remeasuring a top and bottom hole. The idea is we're going to have this piece of tubing that'll run all the way through the boat and be glued top and bottom for strength. And then when you drop the boat down, that just slips right over top, in theory. But there's a lot to this. This has to be perfectly vertical, like absolutely, positively, perfectly vertical. So we'll see. We're going to drill a hole. That's a good place to start. And here we are. This is what it looks like. So I kind of knew that this was going to happen because this was a lot of eyeballing, and this stand was not utter perfection. These in theory are parallel to each other, so we just gotta shave this hole out here and this hole out here, and then that'll allow us to install that, which should in theory go all the way down to the bottom of the boat. And then once that's done, I'm just waiting on the other piece of this because they only shipped me one out of my 2-part order. And then I can install them and put the deck on. So we're busting into the crate. It's time to see the amazing awesomeness that is inside. How are we supposed to grab this to open this? This is all very interesting. All right. So this is what we got going on. 8.5 foot, very first production version of the Seaview. I know it doesn't look like much right now. It's all dusty and nasty. We're going to get to this here in a minute. But we've also got Ed's 571 Nautilus in here, which we got to pull out. It looks like we have some damage both here and here. And I assume there's a nose for this somewhere, too. Yeah, I know. I didn't touch it. It's not mine. But we're gonna finish unpacking this, and then we'll take a real look at what we're dealing with. Stingray! There's some paint on it. And some stickers. These were a little bit of a pain in the butt. These are actually like stickers. They're not dry transfers or anything like that. So we're gonna be clearing these. But we got those ones, and then underneath the big Stingray. For all the people who are going to be under it that need to know what it actually is. This paint job was a pain in the patella, people. I will tell you. Didn't like it. This silver finish is super prone to like touching. When I masked with the tape, it completely changed it. So what I did is I kind of wet sanded it with some super fine grit paper. And now I think when I clear this, the sheen is going to kind of come back in, but I don't mind this sort of distressed look. I'm going to bust out my airbrush now, and I'm just going to hit the seams a little bit in this, because it looks, frankly, it looks weird. Too nice. You know what I mean? It looks weird, too nice. So we're going to unnicify it just a little bit with the airbrush, and hopefully that'll clean it all up. And by the way, I'm printing a whole new interior for it based on those files that I found off Gambody. I've been blasting away at the Stingray. I almost gave you a sneak peek. Did the main colors, did the airbrushing. I'm pretty stoked. This is where we sit now, people. From a distance, man, that thing just pops. I love it. I love it. This is going to look so cool in the water. Did some pinstriping on here. It's probably marginally thicker than it should be, but that's what she looks like. I love it. I got a new interior printing. Actually, probably finished about 2 minutes ago. So I got to go in, grab that stuff, and we'll be onto the interior tomorrow. And we're getting close here, people. We're getting really close. Okay, it is Tuesday today. Feels later. Columbia is on hold right now until I get that chunk of pipe. The pipe's going to be in tomorrow, so we're just going to leave it here, and it can watch us work. Stingray is looking pretty awesome. As you saw yesterday, got a few little touch-ups to do, but that's no problem. One thing I am working on, though, and this was pointed out to me about 800 times by people. They're, oh, you're missing the little aqua sprites. These are the windows for it, and they're cast. They're not clear. They're kind of translucent, but they're warped. You can see they're like bowed up really bad. So this is what I'm doing. This is where they're mounted on the Stingray, and if I were to mount them hollow, they would trap air in there. And originally I was thinking, oh, well, drill a hole in the top and a hole in the bottom and it'll fill up with air, but that would look bad. It would just not look good. So here's my thought. I am going to fill this up with resin, and they'll be completely solid. And then these are the window frames that drop down over top. I'll fill it with resin and then sand it perfectly flush, and then we won't have any problems at all in any way whatsoever. So I'm going to mix that up, let that cure. In the meantime, Logan's getting set up to paint our brand new interior. Can you get that closer? So that's off the files that I found on Gambody. And a lot better than what I had. I was just looking to do a rudimentary interior. That's got the whole kit and caboodle. It means probably that the figures I ordered off eBay are not going to work. Yeah, well, I think they're going to be way, way too big. So we'll just do an interior. And Jason's in the corner working on a cylinder that we're getting out. Did talk to Ron Perot, by the way, for you guys who are interested. He's up, he's on his feet, he's mobile. He's definitely not at 100%. He's taking like 1 or 2 cylinders in at a time, but definitely do not want to overwhelm him with orders. So things are not as terrible as they were before. We're also working on something potentially in the background that may help carry the cylinder line on through perpetuity. Jason and I just finished knocking out the video overview of our new gargantuan, massive, super huge 8.5 foot Seaview model kit. I'll tease you a little bit right here. Stand by. It's a new Seaview kit, and it's ever so slightly impressive. What you are looking at here is a 8.5 foot long Seaview. Windows are pre-cut, your light holes are pre-cut. The sail is completely removable. You can do a split, and this would come with a pre-engineered flange that you just bolt together, and that'll save about 3 feet. Pre-run LED lighting. And then in the back, we've got these inserts that are pre-done with running the rudders and dive planes in there. And then these are fully removable little hatches. And this is what forms the hold downs and the full control room. This whole section here is removable. And this is your intake. And you also get reverse as well. If you pull water out, it gets ejected. So the Seaview kit is up, it's live. I've got the overview video up on my channel. Head on over, take a look. It is a gorgeous model. I've got one in stock, the one that you saw there, ready for immediate shipment. You could be the very first. Now that we're done with the Seaview for now, we are going to go out to the top secret test facility and test Virginia cylinder with the ballast upgrades. So in theory, when we flood this, there should be no more boobles hanging out to mess us up. So let's go out and see what it does. Top secret test facility, and this week is supposed to be gorgeous here. I'm sorry for all of you guys fighting through winter right now, but it's like in the 70s and sunny all week here. Sorry about your luck. And we got our cylinder. So let's drop this bad boy in the water. So all we need to do basically is make sure that the intake is under, and then we can do it. So in theory, yeah, it's filling. It's filling. All right, we're almost there. So give it just a little bit of a tilt to the left, or sorry, to the right. There we go. Oh. It peed on us. So let's see if it got a little bubble there. If we just hit it again. Yep, look at that. All gone. Just like
microscopic
little micro bubbles in there.
And no leaks, no bubbles anywhere else.
That is epically, amazingly
no more slush.
Awesome.
Slush.
Yeah, completely full. No way to change center of buoyancy. All right. Well, empty her out. Bring it back in, and then we just got to figure out when we're going to run to the lake to test the boat. Probably not today, because we got to charge up that battery. So here's the conundrum. These are the perfect shape. They're the perfect size. It's all fine. It's working good. But they're green. Well, kind of creamy. I don't know. I just don't know how good these are going to look, is the problem. I'm wondering if we should paint this like white or silver. Because the green is a little off-putting to me. I don't know. What do you think? All right, I've reconsidered. I think it looks good. I think it looks fine. We're just going to glue them suckers on and we'll be done with it. You guys got to check out the really cool job that Logan did in painting the Stingray interior. Look at that. That's pretty darn cool. We're just missing the little coffee table in the back, which nobody is ever going to notice ever in the history of the universe, but whatever. Now we just got to make sure we can fit it in there and we'll be good. And one last quick thing before we shut her down here. Delphin. Jason's working a little bit on getting everything set up. We got our speed controller, an MM15, and a BEC in here. Battery tucks right down. We got these coming out, bellow sealed, done. This is going to be a game changer. Okay, it is Wednesday today, and programmed some radios, working on Delphin, and we sold the Type 7, we got that boxed up, and we sold the Nautilus kit, we got that boxed up. This is a situation that we're working in right now. Apparently, when I designed this, I was a little bit too precision in my fitment, and this is just too snug. I've carved out as much as I can on the side. These walls are getting kind of paper thin on me. So I think what we're going to do is get a little drastic. We're going to split this right down the middle, sand it on both sides perfectly flush, and then glue it back together again. So there'll just be a little seam right down the center, which I don't think anybody will see. So let's see if we can make that happen. All right, here we go. Split with the bandsaw. That's a super fine blade, so I probably only lost like a 64th of an inch. So I'm going to do a little sanding on the belt sander and try and eat out maybe a 16th of an inch and see what happens. And there we go. Worked out perfect. Sits in there perfectly flush on the inside. Now I just need to figure out some way of keeping this in place. Easy thing would be a couple dabs of silicone, and if for whatever reason you ever needed to get into it, you just pop it out. I think we'll probably go that route once we get it all set up, cleaned, and everything. Got word that those two little dudes got shipped. I don't know when they're going to be here, but they'll be here probably next week. Too late. Too little too late. Man, we just like keep going and keep forgetting to make video updates. We had a minor crisis. Did this portal not get glued in?
It should have been.
Oh, it must have got pulled out with the tape. Anyhow, rogue glue, thin CA, by the way, guys, goes everywhere. Got up, messed this up, and you can't even tell. We fixed it. Looks perfect. But it took time. It took like half an hour of monkeying around. Another crisis that's going on with this is these stickers that were furnished with the kit are peeling up a little bit. So we're going to have to take a closer look at those. Same thing with the pinstriping. Thursday, had an early morning workout. That was rough. I can barely hold my arms up right now. We spent the morning moving our printers around. So we've got them kind of isolated because the fumes were affecting Renee. So we've segregated and isolated. I got a new Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra Super Premium, whatever. Man, I'm having a biatch of a time getting the build to stick to the build plate. This is like the third try that we're trying with this. Hopefully it works. We're backed up, people. And I just listed 2 more super cool kits. You've seen them before. That Delta 4, I went ahead and listed it. You guys saw it. Nobody reached out because I guess maybe they didn't see it on the website. It's up there now. That Delta 4 is seriously one of the coolest little boats that I've had come through. 1/144 scale, but it's still super huge. It's like 3 feet long. It's going to make somebody a really nice boat. And then I also listed that little 1/200th Typhoon. That comes complete with all the missile hatches, the missiles, the missile tubes, all the bits, bobs, and parts. So if you're looking for a small boat... More work on Delphin. Did this yesterday in an effort to make this really easy for people. And this is still work in progress. This is just a prototype, people. But these were super easy to install now. What I didn't do, though, was incorporate the horn into the control surface. So I'm going to modify that on the next version. For this version, we'll probably just glue one on. That's the exit for the control rod. It'll come sticking out there. So I think this is going to work really good. This is all one piece. And it should be super strong. This is all ABS. The only thing I don't like about this is the striations run this way, which means your stabilizers are really strong, but the little tabs are not overly dustly. So I guess we're pretty well at the point where we're going to make some horns and stuff, but we're not going to right now. We are going to pack up Virginia, throw it in the truck, go to the pond, get it wet, get her done. You guys might remember this place, Creekside Park. We haven't been here in a while. We decided to mix things up because I had to pick up my car from the shop, and it was closer here. So we're gonna drop Virginia in here. It looks pretty good. We might do our next Woodlands run up here, I think. Yeah, I think we will. Let's do a lap. Let's go out on the boardwalk here. That is a good looking boat.
Ducks are so confused.
Look at the wake on that, the bow wake on that. That's pretty cool. We're not worried about it at all.
It's gonna get them in there.
It's a good looking boat. Maybe it's just the setting here makes it look better.
Yeah, that's it.
At least it's within wading distance if it sinks.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually probably a better lake for testing.
Probably, yeah. Because you know it's only, 4 or 5 feet deep up to a certain point.
It's nice and level.
I heard a spurt. There you go.
All right, here we go. Nice. Perfect. It's perfectly level.
Shot for the ducks.
Okay, ducks better look out for me. All right, I am calling this successful mission. We're bringing it back in and we're done. Well, that was a flawless performance. It's about time. Man, that thing held periscope depth like it was locked in on rails. Went really good. It's been a long battle with this Virginia. We're fighting with it, but we got her licked. It's awesome. I'm gonna do an overview video early next week and get her dried out, post-mission it, get her off to its new owner. Jason's post-mission in Virginia, getting all the dirty water out, giving a little car wash.
Make sure we didn't have any passengers.
No passengers, yeah, we do not need snails or anything like that. Always a good idea. Rinse it off with fresh water. That's going to wrap things up for this week. I totally forgot. I am in Houston tomorrow. So it's Thursday today, and that's it. That's the end. That's all she wrote. Hit the ground running. We got some cool things going on. Virginia's going to get the overview video. Stingray should be able to get into the pool. That is going to be totally awesome. And Columbia is going to get all painted up and ready to go. Lots of cool things coming up next week. So thanks for joining us here. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Helps us out here a lot. If you have questions or comments, drop them down below. Get back to you as soon as we can. And with that, you have an awesome rest of your day. And as always, we'll catch you next time.